Yes, everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Weather weren't too shabby, was it? And England played well for about 2 minutes. So, yeah. Apart from that, and I've got meat in my teeth. Barbecue yesterday. Thanks for asking. And then christened, no, not really christened, but gave the pizza oven a good old showing. But for anyone new to the channel, we do the Russy Rumour Roundup where we sort of take all the latest news and dissect it and give it back to you to save you having to do it yourself. And as always, warning sign, we are not saying we are signing all these players. We are not saying we are signing all these players. All we're doing is literally going through all the rumours and all the news so you don't have to, my friends. Also at the end, obviously, pinch punch, first month, no returns. It is July, so it's the draw for the members. So for the members, we've got a bit of a bumper. Got a signed West Ham shirt, signed for the first team of season for last, the signed football. And also we have got, that's thanks to our channel sponsors, Umbro, and also thanks to our channel sponsors, Alloy Collectors. We've got 2 of these to give away as well. So 4 prizes. If you want to get involved, quite simple. If you're not a member, hit the join button, become a member, and you get into them. That's a perk for the members. And there'll be some more perks with the members happening very, very soon. Very soon we'll be announcing our plans for next season, including obviously a bit more content for the members. Anyway, let's go see who we got. Michael, good afternoon to you. Bins tomorrow, indeed. Bin day Wednesday. Nope, bin day third. Yeah, not tomorrow. Don't confuse me. Your bins are tomorrow. My bins are Wednesday. Thank you, Matt. Hope you well, mate. You must. I think well on the case to do that. Do you have any first team left? Somebody left up for sale. Indeed, I did my show Saturday. Just putting it out there. Do we panic? When do we panic? And to be honest, I think there's a bit more of I'm a bit calmer now. A bit calmer. I think part of it, thinking about it, was the reluctance to sign anyone really until after July, after the 30th of June, just because, now it's the next financial year. So we've got a lot more opportunities to possibly, by all accounts, we're going to have a very good end of year, making a profit, but, I think we're going to be doing that, so don't worry about that. It's afternoon, Stuart. Thank you very much, Adrian. Now Anton wants 30. Man's relentless. Anthony, hope you're well. Garino, Howard, indeed. Always good news. Always good news. We're going to be doing the sad news at Hammer's Headlines. Obviously, we'll be touching on the fact of yesterday we announced 3 departures. One we sort of already knew, Ben Johnson. One we assumed, which was Mbama. And one until probably about 2 days ago, we thought weren't going to happen because of Leon's transfer embargo. So, yeah, be interesting to see what happens there. Good news indeed. 6 left in the ladies. 7, actually, Matt, because West Ham announced someone first and then announced the other 6. Apparently so. That's apparently, they're in from. So we'll wait and see. Apparently, the top we're linked with has come. Apparently, this top we're linked with has completed a permanent move to Mets. Well, Mets might look to flip it. Well, Mets, he's already signed for Mets. He's already been at Mets for a while. Was it Mets all last season? Anyway, we're going to go through it all. As anyone new to the channel, what we do is we go through all of the rumours, so you don't have to. And at the end, we'll have a little bit of a giggle. And I'll show you how many players we've actually been linked with. So yeah, yeah, it's quite crazy. Is anyone for the first team actually leaving? Is anyone for the first? Actually, I don't know. I don't go on Facebook much, mate, but I'll have a look. Need to sign someone soon. I think we will be. I think there'll be some movement this week. The home shirt is announced on Wednesday, and I think pre-season starts on Wednesday. So usually brings a little bit of a furore. The pre-season's only for the non-international players. So anyway, let's start with Wilfried Zaha. Shall we? Let's start with Wilfried Zaha. A name that's been on and off, God, for the last 6 months, really. According to the Daily Mirror, can we back on? We're apparently be given a boost by Galatasaray. Basically, Galatasaray are trying to balance the books. He's on 300k a week, and apparently they're willing to sell him back to a Premier League club for a nominal fee. They're expected to be take a financial hit regardless of whether Zaha ends up this summer. There's us, Spurs, Palace, all interested in him. Remains to be seen how a financial package would be compiled. I mean, I don't think any of those clubs will be in any position to sign a player for 300 grand a week, but there will be a significant pay cuts, or Galatasaray would have to subsidise the wages, which is what happened before. Yes, Zaha's alongside the 30, but I think there's still a lot he could give to any side, really, if the price is right. Obviously, apparently we were linked to him back in January when the previous manager of West Ham didn't want him, probably for reasons against it. I think this one's got legs, personally. I think this one's got real legs. It's not, how to explain it? Not every player we sign is going to be under 25 or under 23. And I think someone like Zaha, particularly coming into a side which is building, you want someone who you need some players who are reliable in terms of signings coming in. You know what he's going to bring. And I think he's one of those players for me who is someone who is a bit of a bastard player, but he's a bit like Arnautovic. I never used to like Arnautovic when he used to play against us. When he played for us, he was our bastard. Same as Kevin Nolan and these types of players here. Let's see what we've got here. Loads of them. Has he refused to leave? Well, apparently he has, yeah. Apparently he doesn't want to leave, so he's on a good wage probably. Session going to Palace, potentially? Yeah, potentially. I think we might have a look at that last minute. Fits the Red Bull. No, that's what I mean. Not every player, and I keep saying this about Brighton. Brighton sign all these young players. If they sign fucking James Milner, they sign fucking Adam Lallana, they sign bloody Danny Welbeck, and people still law Brighton. Brighton will still be seen as this. There's got to be a balance. He's done all right at Galatasaray. He's done all right there. So, but I think it's they're literally just trying to. They're just trying to even the books out. Potentially, I'm only putting two and two together. But what we're led to be believed, a delegate may well be coming to West Ham to discuss the Vladimir Soufal going to Galatasaray. If that's the case, I'm sure Zaha will be on the table. And you're going to see this with a lot of other clubs where they've had this sort of quid pro quo type thing. Villa, Chelsea, Everton. It's like a little group of them, 3 or 4, and they're all selling each other's youth team players for exorbitant amounts of money to make profit. And similar thing to us and Flynn Downs maybe and Carl Walker-Peters. He was a crock in the last season of the Premier League. Any news on him? Well, it looked like Fenerbahce are quite interested in him as well. And so, but I think for me, for someone like that, someone like Nesri, we've been touting him so long, we know how much he's going to cost. Don't know. Notice Zaha, Geezer's a famous dick. Buy a Red Bull, then we can just say Red Bull route. Very good. Toby, get your spanner out and knock some sense into them. Obviously, Jota, I think you'll go somewhere else with that differing it again. Again, the trouble is, Michael, all we see is what is being reported. Now, according to reports, we're talking about Jota Silva from Vitória Lemas. Now, he apparently has signed personal terms. So if he signed personal terms, then we know the price is 70 million quid. So I don't believe that, because he may well have spoken to intermediaries and he would be interested in the move. Again, Fenerbahce also interested in Jota Silva. But for 70 million quid, we've already spent 70 million quid on 80 million quid on a 18-year-old unproven Brazilian. So it's not the price. Maybe he isn't at what we want. Or maybe he is, but maybe he's tier 2. We don't know. And that's the trouble when we link with so many players, is we don't necessarily know what's true. That's why we try and do the rumour rating, try and put a few things together. What we got here? Oh god, loads. What's your thoughts on the link? Dushgard, is that the youngster? Yeah, the young Swedish guy. 21, never heard of him. Right, let's go through. After him, apparently are investigating. Well, they will be. They will be. They'll try and close that loophole. So Josh interest is called due to, however, if Barcelona. Yeah. That's what I mean, Green. It's like for me, there's definitely tiers of who we want. Now, for me, on paper, Philogene is a better prospect because he's younger. He's got Premier League, not Premier League, but he's got experience of playing in Europe. So he's homegrown as well, and there's more potential there potentially. Should make no more than 2 bids for a player than bounce. Will improve their negotiating position. Yeah, I agree. We'll talk about Philogene in a minute in terms of Jaden, but that's what I'm giving him. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10 because I think there's going to be a bit of I don't know. It's just a bit strange. Let's talk about the Euro 2024 joint top goal scorer at the moment for Georgia. Obviously, got knocked out yesterday. Great game. More exciting than the one before it. Met striker Georgia's Mikandiez. According to Alexis Bernard, the Le D Sport journalist reported on Saturday, I think it was, that an offer for the 23-year-old was by West Ham was the highest one yet received by Mets. Apparently, Lens and Monaco have both made offers for the Jordan striker as well. But according to Daily Mirror, no bids have been made. So someone's lying. He's currently 3 goals for the Euro 2024s. But obviously, they got knocked out now. He scored 37 goals in 59 league appearances since returning to Mets from Ajax, initially on a loan before a permanent move of around 11 million quid. But Mets may be looking to flip him because of his form at the Euros. He may well want to challenge himself. Obviously, he was on loan from Ajax, and it's 13 goals in Liga. Not a bad return. Mets were relegated, I believe, last year. So maybe Mets looking to flip him and to get some money. Pretty sharpish. Russy Rumour rating, original Rumour rating, 6 out of 10 for me because, again, we know that for Steiden, this is a good hunting ground for him, is League A. He likes League A. And for a player to have scored 13 goals, they did get relegated, didn't they? I'm 99% sure they did. I think they got relegated in the playoffs, didn't they? I have to have a look. Sorry, I should have probably done this before. No. Mets. Oh, it's 2025. Look at last year's table. The 2023-24 table. Because Mets aren't there, so they're definitely. Yes, so they got relegated. Anyway, what we got? Too many clubs. We'll talk about Calafiori, but I think again too many clubs. Totally agree. He does like Finn Balor, yeah, indeed. We're brilliant. My favourite team behind West Ham, of course. It is, and also we sold a few players as well. And don't forget, also in terms of the wage bill, you got to think. Although Ben wasn't on a big wage, but Ben's obviously off the wage bill. Sai's off the wage bill. Obviously, Tilo's permanently off the wage bill. Bonner's off the wage bill. So there's about 6 players who are now off the wage bill, which does free up a bit more wages for bringing new players. Also, people like Danny Ings and things like that potentially moving on as well. Right. Love watching the Jordan team this year. Me too. I think it's about 60 to 100. I think and I think that's it. With any extra sales will go on top, but do not quote me. That's just me just looking at it. Shane Moyes has a counter attack indeed. Who is next? Let's have a quick butchers because I can't remember. I did this morning. Next, Max Kilman. Let's talk about Max Kilman, shall we? Now, let's go full screen with Max. Now. Apparently, West Ham will try again for Wolves captain Max Kilman. According to Fabrizio Romano, he reported an update yesterday to say we've already had 2 bids. The first one was rejected. The second one included a player and was also rejected by Wolves. They wanted around 45 million for him and probably will expect also some other big clubs to enter the race for later in the window. So that's why they're taking the time. But interest from West Ham is absolutely genuine. They like the player, and obviously Julian Lopetegui knows it very well. So they're still pushing. I think they will try it again. Apparently, the players in question in terms of part of the deal, Danny Ings and Maxwell Cornet. That's what we're led to believe. Which probably sounds about right, really, based on who's available and who's not earmarked to go to other players. I don't think Kilman's going to happen. As much as I'd like him, because I would like him. People go, oh, but I would like Max Kilman. I would. He may be a little bit unlucky to, obviously. He was apparently it was the next level down in terms of getting into the England squad. If you believe that, don't know. But yeah, it's. I think it's time to. Yeah, the club always downplays. Exactly, as I said, you always would do, Greeno. If someone knows you got a £10 in your pocket, and they say, "Have you got any money? How much is that? A tenner, $9.99." It's like me with budget when I'm working. What's your budget? And they go, "It's 5,000." Okay, well, this will be 4,998 because I know you can afford it. Same thing, absolutely same thing. Because we don't want to overpay, Matt. The trouble is, people, but we don't want to overpay. I think we clearly don't. We have a valuation on Kilman, and we've obviously got money which we need to spend elsewhere. Even if it was if we had 95, say we had 90 million, if we sell 40 in for 45, we've only got 45 million left to bring in half a dozen players. You know what I mean? So, he's 27. He's not that old. We bought Zuma again at the same age. I think we're being busy. We are being busy. No, it's very better getting Greaves, one over fee. For a value perspective, Michael, yes. But what worries me, and that's what I keep saying, is I think we need a little bit Premier League ready experience. Jacob Greaves is a very good player. There's no doubt about it. But bringing in a brand new centre-half partnership is a risk, in my opinion. But I totally agree. For value, you could get Greaves and one other. Maybe we could talk about them in a minute. But I think you do need that little bit of experience just to build upon. And he would probably end up being captain probably as well, because Julian made him captain when he was at Wolves. But we'll wait and see. Transfers being held at Little Copa America. Deals will start happening when they finish and players return from the holidays. I totally agree. Well, I think now you've got, as of Wednesday, everyone's back. But also I think there was a lot of deals were held back until July onwards because of the reporting of the financials. So if we spent 100 million next, before the beginning of end of June rather, that would go towards last year's, and I think we're on a record profit. So the shareholders and stuff, and as much as we don't, football is a business, and that's it, in my opinion. That would have been in the there was no one that had been because of the League Cup, I believe. Feels like wasting time. Go out tonight, so we close. Silva wasn't in. Silva was in the squad, if I remember. 28. Yeah. But I think you're gonna. But for for a 28-year-old, that's probably why we don't want to pay £45 million for him. That's why we probably want to pay 30 million plus 2 or 25 and plus. So that's why. Whoever we sign, we will still be playing catch up. Be nice to see a new player starting immediately and not having to wait 6 months to bed them in. And that's trouble, isn't it, Greeno? That's why we want them in now to do that. Because there'll still be, we know there'll be lastminute.com. They'll have, we've got the Zuma saga, we've got the Aguerd saga, we've got people like Sue Fowl. There's so many people up and about. There's so many parts flying about which we don't know anything about. It's really frustrating. The Issa Rama thing, Tilo Kira stuff, that was done rather quickly. Well, no, because I think Mets had just signed him, haven't they? Mets just signed him. Let's have a look. I thought he's already signed for Mets, I thought. George Michelandes, good player. Well, Ajax have just... he hasn't gone to Monaco, mate. Well, Ajax have just announced the agreement of him to Mets, so he hasn't gone to Monaco. Unless they then send him directly out to Monaco, because they could do, because Mets got relegated. But anyway, at 28, would demand a high wage. Possibly. Could be, Michael. You could be right there. Right, who's next? Let's talk about Jake O'Brien. We know centre half is an area we are in dire. Yeah, exactly. See, get your facts right, Damon. And he was, because it was obligation. It was loaned to obligation to move. But then Mets have been relegated since, and that's the whole point. Exactly. Adding Irving. He'll be back. He'll be back on Wednesday. I wonder if they'll do a little what's name of who he is. Be like a new signing, really. But he'll be reporting to Rush Green on Wednesday, I believe. Now, Jake O'Brien. Let's talk about Jake O'Brien. Now, for me, Jake, he's a viable option. Apparently, we've been informed of his transfer fee, which is around £15 million. Apparently, Crystal Palace also stand to benefit financially due to a sell-on clause. And yeah, could be a new sign. Definitely, I think he'll be returning to the Premier League this summer. Had a good season for the League A. Apparently, Crystal Palace have got 25% sell-on clause. However, it's unclear whether it's based on their profit or direct sale. Usually, it would be the profit, I'd imagine. So the estimated fee is around 15 million quid, which is a significant increase from the 850,000 Leon paid for him. So they've done quite well. He's seen, I think, as an alternative to the Kilman. Obviously, we have a decent relationship with Leon at the moment. Obviously, have just sold them Cy Benrahma permanently. So, if we bought him for what's roughly, then there's about cost about 3 million quid, because I think we sold Benrahma. That was 12 million, make it permanent after a 6-8 million loan fee at the beginning. And so, yes, the Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, I gave it 6 out of 10, because we know this is part of a strategy of us looking for foreign-based British players. And so, yeah, someone like Jake, to be honest, absolute mountain of a man. Absolute mountain of a man. He does look like someone who's shaved off his. Yeah, look, see, looks like he can't right grow a moustache. Thursday, I'll tell him. She said that bum fluff off. Indeed. Oh, I've missed doing our lives. Let's talk. Who's next? Let's have a look. Let's talk about Calafiori. Now, he's another one we'll be looking at. Because there's obviously, as you can imagine, as you said before, there is a reluctance for us to get that 45 million release clause or minimum fee they want. Now, for me, it's apparently he's available for 35 million quid, which is obviously in that region. Now, obviously, he's 6 years younger. But the issue for me is there's a lot of other clubs. There's a lot of interest for him. We've left Italy out as well. There'll be increased interest as well. I just can't see us competing. Great player. Played really well for a poorish Italian side in the Euros. But I just can't. As much as I'd like to, I just can't see it. Yeah, we've been linked to so many other players. It's like, I've given it a Lamar because anything's possible. Anything's possible at West Ham, as you know, but just don't know. After James Collins, apparently Calafiori has a 40% sell-on clause owes to Basel. And again, he has spoken about his desire to join West Ham or Chelsea. That was his dream when he was at Basel before going to Bologna. No news on Marcus Edwards. He played left back, yeah, but he can play centre half as well. So again, it seems we're buying players, and we've just fucking let one go, who are versatile, can play in 2 or 3 positions, which will benefit the squad and benefit the team. And Calafiori can't. Californication. Calafiori can, but I just think not today. As much as you got to be realistic. It's like, we're just going to sign him. I just can't see us competing with the. It's like the likes of Liverpool and people like that. We can't compete, particularly this year with no international football, unless Tim Sweet talks the fuck out of them. Can't see it happening. But he's done it before. He might do it again. I think more of a realistic option in terms of at least one centre back is Clement Lenglet. And apparently Barcelona willing to loan him out, or maybe even a permanent, maybe even loan to buy option. That's according to the Spanish publication Sport. The new Barcelona boss, Hans Flick, has deemed him surplus requirements, paving the way for a potential exit. He spent last year on loan at Spurs, and his time at Barcelona seems to be coming to an end. Apparently, with among the number of clubs interested in acquiring him. We face competition from Napoli, Sevilla, who are also repeatedly keen on the 29-year-old. No formal offers have been made. Loan option holds significant appeal for us, particularly. And he would be a more cost-effective solution. I'm not saying he's the answer, but if we're looking to bring Mats Kilman, maybe we want to bring at least two centre-halves. Maybe Clement, maybe Lenglet could be someone who him and spending money on someone, in terms of cover, and then wait and see what happens with the likes of Zuma again, or maybe have Lenglet on the back burner in case we do end up selling someone like Zuma or Gare or both. I don't know. I don't rate him, Russ. Have faith in Kilman succeeding. I do. He'll have a chat with Scamatter and say no. Will price mean that I'd likely to have him next season? Well, apparently they put a £38 million price tag on his head, which seems a bit excessive to try and get rid of him. But I don't know. I totally agree. I think Greaves is great. I think Greaves, I think he's a good player. Jacob Greaves. Anyone watch a lot of Hull? Obviously, him and Jaden, both of them were very strong for Hull last year. But I just think that for me, it's Greaves and someone like a Kilman, or even I'd even take him and Jake O'Brien or so. You'd need someone. Greaves is on the potential. He obviously hasn't played in the Premier League football, and it just worries me a little bit. Not saying he's not good, but and he might throw me be fantastic. You don't know. How long gets it your feet threats to go? No, I don't think so. In my list of again, then California. Yeah, talk to Skamaka. There a chance. Italian team been getting pelters. When was the first time we signed on loan? Who was the last player we signed on loan? Jean Mario? Just pick your name out of the hat. Would it have been Jean Mario? Or if not, no, it would have been Lingard. And would have been I forgot about Jesse. Calvin Phillips, Darren. Will you be covering the Julien? What? I don't understand. Julien Press. Oh yeah, we will. Yeah, we always cover all that stuff. And I'm sure we'll do like the little Hammers headlines like we always do, those types of things, as always. My other person that thinks again replacement. Yeah, I totally agree. I did that one and go, but apparently his heart's set on it. As before. You're totally right, but it's different in my opinion, Michael, from a centre half than a winger. I think with a centre half, same as a goalkeeper, an untested centre half, untested goalkeeper, they make a mistake, there's a goal. If Barry made a mistake when he joined, you've got the backup. Not much we can do. Right, TB, are you over next week? Is it next week you're coming over? I don't know. Don't know why I didn't just text you anyway. But anyway, no, when our first pre-season, it's Dagenham Redbridge, isn't it? I think it's Daggers on the 20th. And then the week after is when they go to America. I think it's at Dagenham Redbridge. T, do you want to go? Do you want to go to Daggers game? Anyway, let me know. And then we'll do a little video. Anyway, let's crack on. I think in terms of Clement Lenglet, I think it is a 6 out of 10. I can see this one happening. See it happening. Not saying he's first team, not saying the first choice, but I'm saying he comes in. I think particularly if again, just to have that extra cover. Because I don't want to rest our hopes on Caleb, for example. Bless him. Who's next? Let's talk in midfield. Let's go and talk about Morten Frendrup. Apparently, West Ham have had a £21.8 million offer for the Genoa star rejected, according to Saskia Televiero. The journalist said on Twitter on Friday that the Hammers tabled a bid for the Denmark midfielder, but were told the offer wasn't big enough. In fact, Genoa have no intention of selling Freiburg at all this summer unless a big offer comes in. He is, for me, he's literally like an engine that never stops. He's a good player, very good player. And if we put a bid in, maybe I don't know. You don't know. You just you take what people say from face value, isn't it? I mean, could be. Why do we never play? They got the Betway Cup, haven't they? Because TSC, we don't own the stadium, and so we don't have it until a certain time. And actually, usually, for the last 3 years, because we've had Europe, that's counted towards the games we have to. We have a certain number of games. This year we're not in Europe, so it means we've got extra games we can do this. For example, still got tickets. Ends West Ham sold out. They reckon they'll throw out any. Oh, whatever. Right, let's go down here. Me neither. With again, I don't know how long his contract is. I'll tell him to stay for the season. Maybe Toby. The only trouble is, if you stay for a season, then his value is going to go down 15 million quid, isn't it? Wednesday, apparently. It's coming out on Wednesday. With the team coming back to the first team training, so I imagine they'll do some shots there. But they've done it all, and it's going to be the home shirt first, and then the black away strip will be next week or something. A week after, I'd imagine. But yeah, that'll be next week. This week, this Wednesday. Morten, we put a bid in for him, so if we have, I don't know. He's a good player, good midfielder. Not going to get him, I don't think, 4 out of 10. Good player though. Let's talk about Jaden. Hull are unlikely to obstruct him from moving. Obviously, we've expressed an interest in signing him, and that's somewhat put a pin in, as Garino said, for the pursuit of Jota Silva. Is Aston Villa Academy graduate, 18 goals and 32 appearances last season for Hull. They narrowly missed out on the Championship playoffs. Obviously, we're looking at him, and also we were looking at Greaves as well. Obviously, we've done well. Obviously, we signed Bowen from Hull as well. We nearly signed Keane Lewis Potter before, obviously, spending the money on getting Maxwell Cornet instead. But there's a lot of teams in for him. Barcelona, apparently. However, the Barcelona bid apparently seems to be a loan to buy, which I don't think Hull would be particularly excited about, as that if they're going to lose one of their star players, they want their star players in now, and they want some decent money for him. You're totally right. There we go. That's exactly why I said Greedo. That's why I think Barcelona, they're pretty skint at the moment as well, to be honest. And they are looking at a loan obligation to buy. I think if a club comes in with a cash offer, or maybe give them corner, fucking give them to everyone else, isn't it? And 20 million quid or 25 million quid, I think you're winning. So yeah. Well, Hammer, hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you. With all players we've been linked to, with all the players who Jaden, I really like him. Really like him. He's a profile of the type of West Ham players we really like. West Ham fans really like. Also, don't forget, guys, we are doing the draws for the members. If you want to become a channel member, you can enter the draw. Signed shirt, we've got signed football, and also a couple of these alloy collectors to give away. So we've got 4 prizes. We'll do that in a bit. But I really like Jaden. Really like him. You're right. I think we're starting to see like the wheat from the chaff now, so to speak. And I think the cream is rising to the top in terms of the players we're interested in. For me, there's probably about 6 or so players, and then maybe backups underneath. I think Jaden is one of them. I still think Matt Kilman is one of them. I think Jake O'Brien's one of them. And then I think there's a little bit of a gap, and then the tier 2. I mean, we're not going to get Gonzalo, but we may well get someone like Diego Gomez from there as well. So, yeah. What we got here? Danny Caballeros. No, he's getting to the age, isn't he? Indeed. And we speak, actually, Michael, we're talking about him, Hammer's headlines, because it's really interesting. So, obviously, signing David Chigueda from Man City, I think that is a very interesting signing, not just for the academy. Not just for the academy. We'll leave it like that. But anyway, I still think we're gonna. I would really hope we'd get him. I put a Lamar in because there's just so many clubs, and when Barcelona come calling, it's a hard act to follow. In all honesty, isn't it? Who's next? Let's select Gabri Veiga. Apparently, us and Aston Villa are battling it out to secure the service of the Spanish midfielder Gabri Veiga, according to my favourite Spanish media outlet, Fajizas. We're both keen on him. The former Celta Vigo youth product has done well in the Middle East. He moved to Al Ahly last summer in a deal worth about 30 million euros, and he's been involved in 18 league games last season and contributed 7 goals. But apparently he wants to return to Europe and would love to. He'd love to return back to Celta Vigo, in all honesty. But there is interest from Premier League clubs, West Ham and also Aston Villa. I think Ella here would want. Well, I mean, they bought him for 30 million euros. Still got 2 years left in his deal. Probably about 30 million, 35 million. He's 22, good age. And, midfielder, maybe an area we might have, maybe have too many bodies in at the moment. Maybe not so much of a priority. Maybe. Let's have a look at the comments. Try and sell Kyle Walker and not Kyle Walker Peters. I want Kyle Walker Peters. I think Chalobah solves a lot of issues. He does. I'm interested to see what happens now, because obviously he was offered to us over the weekend with the PSR deadline. That's now gone, so I wonder what happens. Think I'm over the 13th, Pete says. Yeah. Smashed it yesterday, mate. Oh, no, Saturday. I put six, bosh, 6 pizzas. Got it all proper. Got all the 00 Italian pizza flour. Got proper Italian. Actually, I want to try something with you as well, because I got a proper block of mozzarella. I want to try it as well. Anyway, signed about 5 players already. Thought they had. Well, go back and look at who they signed and who they sold. So the idea being is, and Holly did a show about this last week. It's a loophole. It's like all the teams that are having real trouble. So Villa, Chelsea, Everton, Newcastle, I want to say as well. They're basically all selling their youth team players for a stupid amounts of money to other clubs, and then sell it, and then vice versa. So basically, it comes through on direct profit, and then you buy someone, and as Guarino said, that length is for the buying club, no, for the selling club. For the buying club, that money is spread across a 5-year deal, for example. So say we sold someone for 20 million. Say we sold, didn't happen, but say we sold, I don't know, George Earthy. No, actually Lewis Orford, because actually Villa was sniffing around for him. Say we sold Lewis Orford for £20 million to Villa. That's £20 million on pure profit, his academy person. Then say Villa sells us Leon Bailey for £30 million. Across, we get on a 5-year deal, so we're paying £6 million every year for 5 years. So in essence, we make a £14 million profit. Sorted. Is Jonathan David on the radar? Nah, I think he still is, but just got a bit quiet. Nothing new on him at the moment. Heard him about Walker Peters. That's still to do with the Flynn Downs deal, but, and here's a big but, and I cannot lie. Ipswich are interested in him as well now, so that might put a little fly in the ointment with that deal potentially. Both ex-Flynn Downs clubs. In terms of Veiga, 4 out of 10. I just think a bit random, but apparently, Julian has identified, him and Tim have identified players that he's interested in as well, and he may be one of them. And lastly, let's talk about Albert Sambi Lokonga. Apparently, he's another name that's been linked to us. The Arsenal man was out on loan for Luton last year. Suffered a few injuries, but impressed when he did play. He's been lauded as their next Yaya Toure. And a move to West Ham could be a possibility this summer, maybe. They're apparently, according to a report from ABC, Gunners are demanding just £30 million for the 24-year-old international. That's a bit of a no-brainer. I think he's, for me, provides ample cover for Alvarez while he's still injured, and potentially is an upgrade to Tommy Soucek. £30 million does seem a bit of a no-brainer. But, you look at the profile, he's young, Arsenal want him to move on. He's Premier League experienced as well. Maybe. Michael, there's conflicting reports about that, actually, because I think there's head and heart. There's some reports saying Flynn's actually agreed terms of Southampton already. But there's also reports saying he wants to fight for his place. I think as a West Ham fan, you want to fight for your place. But I think as a player, chances are he's fighting for his place. If he goes to Southampton, he goes to Ipswich, he'll be first choice. And that, for me, footballers come to we've interviewed plenty of footballers who could have stayed at West Ham, particularly youth team players who could have stayed at West Ham and just carried on. But he wants to play football. He's 20. He's a week younger than Declan Rice, and look where Declan Rice is. Do you know what I mean? And I think if he stays at West Ham, he ain't going to upset the apple cart. And particularly if we're looking at midfielders as well. Even with the injury to Alvarez, he's going to probably miss pre-season. He might be back. So Flynn might have got a couple of games, but as soon as Alvarez is back, he's a linchpin to the way Julian sets up his side. And so go back and look at when Sevilla, when he was managing Sevilla or coaching Sevilla, and the prominent role that Fernando made in the side. That's basically it for him. In terms of older. Longonga. Look, I can't pronounce his name. But anyway, what do I think? I think it's going to be a fifth Elamar. Let's go for a few comments and then we'll go through the list. That's what people want to know. Got about BJ gone, and you know about BJ's happy hammer. Allegedly, I'm joking. Never trade with either North London club ever again. Don't want to do any business with Arsenal. 50 million. Their board is smoking meth. But 30 million quid for Sam, not Albert, Sambi. Don't mind that. Any chance you get Charlie to do a breakdown when the finances come in? Charlie's not on Charlie ain't on our channel. What? I don't understand what you mean. You're the wrong channel there, Rob. We're West Ham Network and have a chat. But we do a good job. We do our finance. We try and give it a man of the people way of doing it. He's conflicted, has to make a big decision. Same Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson could easily have signed, apparently, with a 5-year deal, stayed at West Ham, but there comes to a point where it's a profession, and although he did get guarantees that he would be around the first team at West Ham, he wants to be the first name on the team sheet. So good luck to him. Obviously, he's confirmed his move to Ipswich today. We did business with Arsenal selling Rice. Can't pick and choose. They want silly money for their players. Well, who doesn't? Why hasn't anyone bid? Well, I think he's going to Borussia Dortmund. Yeah, he's off to Dortmund. So that's why. In terms of the list, everyone wants to know how many players have been linked with. We're the only channel that keeps an eye on all the players that we've been listed. We are on 147, my friends. 148, sorry. It's actually there in big letters. 148 players we have been linked with. And I think last year, I've got to go back and check, got a feeling it's 160 something. Mental. So that's why when people go, we should have gone in for the properly. We have not bid or inquired about 148 players, people. Let's be realistic. Maybe we've inquired about 20. Possibly. And that's just me picking a name out of the hat. So that's why we always say with a grain of salt, pinch of salt rather, not a grain of salt, a pinch of salt, saying that it's just the news. It's just rumours. Realistically, that is 6 Premier League squads. That's almost a quarter of the Premier League sides. See, not happening. Turn his head when they offered him a new deal. I don't think so, Matt. I think that's a case with Obama, and we'll talk about that at Hammer's Headlines. I think when it comes to Ben Johnson, that was a footballing decision because the deal we offered him probably comparable with what Ipswich, maybe even more. But Ipswich should have offered him first team, almost guaranteed football, which we couldn't. I for one, I think the Wes one makes perfect sense. I think it makes perfect sense. And if you look at, as I said, look at the big clubs. Look at Man City. Man City got Scott Carson as their third choice goalkeeper. Before that was Richard Wright. Getting that third choice goalkeeper, people go, oh, it should be an academy. It shouldn't be an academy kid because they're going to get no football at all. You know, obviously Heggie's gone out to Motherwell, which is great. Obviously we got rid of Jacob, which I was pretty annoyed about. Knightbridge, obviously Nathan Trott, you know, and Joseph Nang and things like that. So we need that third choice to give us cover, but also that cover, you know, if it did come to that, we wouldn't have a situation where we're putting an untested kid in. It's my opinion. Yeah, another one we're looking at, apparently. Yeah, no, I think Grace says, you know, people talk about, you know, Grace says 28, 29 this year. He's had a good season for Stuttgart. He had a good couple of seasons. Maybe it's a purple patch. Maybe that's why he's going to stay in Dortmund, stay in the Bundesliga, because he knows it. I don't know. And maybe just doesn't want to step up. BG left first football lower wage. I've heard. Good luck to him. I only think it's funny because of the Canio interview, Russ. What are you talking about? Oh, League One. Okay, yeah. Can't you cover the players who have gone elsewhere in red or something? Yeah, I suppose we could do, but I'm here all night, mate. I suppose we could do, you know. That's all the players we've been linked to. I could probably go through all that, I reckon. And yeah, maybe if I could, maybe do a list of who we don't know, Sean. If we knew, that list would be probably about 10, if that. We don't know. That's the trouble. We, you know, in terms of this, so 148, we've signed 3, right? Out of the 148, we'd have signed, you know, we may well have only spoken to 20. And if we bid for 6, we don't know. We don't know. Yeah, John Ruddy, same thing as us. Experienced third choice goalkeeper. You weren't that bad, mate. Not yet. Hasn't been given a date just yet. I know it's probably going to be after Copa America. Denied a cross-channel mashup. Now, well, the thing is, we I think when we talk about finances, we do it in a very matter-of-fact way. We don't try and bullshit. We try and break it down as much as possible. And Hammer Chat will do the same, and Sean will do the same, and everyone else. And obviously, we'll get the accounts won't come out until next year sometime, I don't think. I'm just worried that the owners are in the background getting involved instead of... Well, we don't know. Again, we don't know. That's the trouble. We do not know any of this. We don't know who we've really spoken to. We don't know if we've had anything rejected or not. Fabrizio Romano is usually a good one, but even he's had it wrong. I mean, look at Bruno last year, a few weeks ago. We don't talk about Bruno, but Fabrizio Bruno, you know, that whole deal. You can only go by what you've been told. I think because that's the same as every club. We're no different. We're no different. And so that's why we try and present all the news to you. And you're all very intelligent people, and you can make your own judgments. For me, I think the less well-known a player is, the more credence it has now. Didn't used to, but I think now, because Tim doesn't necessarily will go out and buy. That's why the Max Kilman thing, clearly for me, that's something where Julian's going, I really want this guy. Rather than I want this type of person, I really want this guy. And for me, I think I said it for all successful West Ham managers / head coaches have had that go-to player, and I think Julian needs that go-to player. And I don't think maybe Aaron Cresswell, but I think you want a go-to player who's going to be a starter. So Max for me would be his go-to, be that conduit between the players and the coaching staff. That Kevin Nolan type player, Mark Noble type player, Declan Rice type player. I think Max could be that player. Josh sounds like more expedient speculation than serious of buying him. Probably didn't value him 17 million. I think, and Green has made a point as well, and I agree. I think the Jaden deal maybe has put a pin in that deal. But again, no one's going to say. No one's going to say either way. For me, I think Jota's probably like the fallback on if we don't get Jaden. I think they're very keen on getting Jaden in. Do you reckon Wolves will drop their asking price? Nah. They need to sell him. They need to sell him. They're in a very strong position. I think what they're doing, Happy, is they're trying to promote a bidding war. So you never take the first answer. So, yeah. Think Tony done well when he came. He did indeed. Get Charlie to come. Yeah, bless him. He's not busy enough. Yeah, he did. They did. Old Humphreys and what's his face? They won the World Cup yesterday at darts. What are you drinking? I'm drinking. It is. I bought myself a Soda Stream the other day because I'm really into my fizzy water at the moment. Trying to drink less Diet Coke. Tom will be happy with that. So I'm drinking less Diet Coke. So this is fizzy water, the old Soda Stream. Brilliant. Don't have to worry about getting any keeping fizzy water in. Just with a dash of cordial and some ice. It's lovely. Very refreshing. I also see that it can be on the cards again. Do you know anything? Well, I think the whole idea with the Wesley deal was it was always going to be one that potentially is going to happen for January, maybe, because the Brazilian Serie A is going at the moment. They're reluctant to sell him. There are other clubs apparently interested in him. Obviously, the Georgian lad, the really good one who's playing for Napoli. He may be going to PSG, and they basically said, "Oh, if you want to buy him, you can buy him. We'll sell him." So possibly, I think it was always a tier 2. Spurs were sniffing around, Villa was sniffing around as well. I think we'll wait and see with them. Can't wait to the season to start. Just renew my membership. Very well done. Any chance of themed delay? Oh yeah, maybe we'll get. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we'll put something out on the. Maybe we'll put something out on the community page, community tab. Maybe. Today is sponsored by SodaStream Indeed. Can't stand fizzy water without cool. Do you know? I drank a lot of it in Dubai because it was always on. It was free. And fizzy water with ice, like really cold, and maybe like a slice of lemon, a slice of lime. That was really nice. But yeah, I wouldn't go to the shops but no, the Soda Stream. I press it 6 times because I like it fizzy. I hope everyone's fine, Danny. Right, let's do the monthly draw. Anyone new to the channel, every month we draw. Do a draw, and this month we have got 4 prizes. 4 prizes. We have got a West Ham signed shirt. We have got the West Ham signed football, and we also have 2 of the the metal shirts by our channel sponsors, Alloy Collectors, as well as our channel sponsors Umbro as well. As well as our channel sponsors, Surfshark. No, they don't give away nothing. But yeah, apart from 4 months free. Right, let's crack on like Donkey Kong. So let's spin this. This will be for. This will be the first shirt, the first metal shirt. People on the channel will be doing some fun and games with those later on, and that goes to Michael Liverpool. Congratulations, Michael. That is for you. One of these. Send us an email, westhamnetwork@gmail.com. We'll get that sent out to you. Let's do the next one. We're not going to remove Michael. He might be able to win again. Right, the next one is... And this for another one. Is that into Mark? No, it's Taz. Tasman 307, congratulations to you. You win one of those. So Taz and Michael, you both win one of those. So send me an email, westhamnetwork@gmail.com. We'll get those. Jay Devine, you've got to be a member to enter this draw. So channel members automatically get entered in. So that's why we're doing it. We do it every month. Right, next is the West Ham Sign Football. Congrats. Good luck to everyone. Sign West Ham Football. That goes to Trini Hammer. Well done, Trini. You win the West Ham Football. Send us an email at westhamnetwork.com. And lastly, we've got the West Ham signed shirt. Thanks to our channel sponsors, Untuck It. And this one goes to, is it Bernie? Bernie Badnam. Well done, Bernie Badnam. So if all four of you, so Bernie, if Trini, if Taz, if Michael, if you can all send me an email at West Ham Network, where is it? West Ham Network at gmail.com. We'll get that sent out to you when I can remember. What's the thing you said? Yes! Well alluded, Jay. If you are in the West Ham East London area, keep an eye on the West Ham Network. You may well get an opportunity to win these, but you've got to be quick. You're going to have to be quick. I'm just going to say it like that. Got to be quick, but you could win one of these. So yeah, with our channel friends, our channel sponsors, Alloy Collectors, so keep an eye on the channel. We'll probably get some. That'll probably be towards maybe Thursday, Friday, maybe some stuff on our socials about that as well. Jay Devine, how do you become a member? There should be, if you're watching on YouTube, there should be a join button down there. Click it, it's a couple of quid a month, and you support the channel that way. But also, there's going to be some more cool content, some more nice ideas for the channel members as well. But anyway, keep an eye on the channel for that. Also, keep an eye because we will maybe do a themed 11. Maybe give away one of these as a prize for the best themed 11. So what we do by that, so we'll say, I don't know, an ice cream 11. So I can't think of one now. So it'll be someone like Maxwell Cornet or Cornetto, that type of thing. So yeah, and so the one who comes up the best one that makes me laugh the best, we'll probably give one of them away. So keep an eye on the channel. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Maxwell Cornetto. So bit of fun. And then what we do is we make a little, we'll put it on the channel, we'll put it on the thing, just a bit of, or sandwich 11 or something like that. It's all good fun and games. But keep an eye, literally outside the stadium with the dogs. Well, I'm not there today, mate. But keep an eye on the channel for anyone who's in the East London area. That's all we're saying. And that probably, When's England on? Is England on Sunday or Saturday? Is England on Saturday? England Saturday, isn't it? England Saturday? I think it's Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, England's on Saturday. I think. I'll have to have a think. Anyway, thank you. Anyway, until that time, keep it on the channel. Don't forget, if you like what we do, give it a like. Like now. Hit like. Comment. Share. If you're new around here, subscribe. As we're on 25,000 now. I'd love to get about 30,000 by the end of the year. Could happen. We'll have Hammonds headlines later on, where we'll talk about all the players we're going to be leaving, both for the men's and women's as well, as we've alluded to. And until next time, take care, stay safe, stay well. Oh, maybe we might do that. And take care, stay safe, stay humble, keep the faith, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a great rest of the day, and speak to you in a couple of hours. Much love. Bye-bye.